5 professional secrets that no one is talking about. And number 4 is probably the most surprising. My name's Carrie Griffiths. Welcome to my channel. I've been singing since 1999 and I've been teaching since 2003. And alongside my very, very enjoyable career as a singer, I've performed in more than 30 countries. I've sold 3 top 10 albums, including a number 1. And I've worked with thousands of singers. So I've worked as a singer, alongside singers, and I've worked helping singers to improve their singing as well. I found that there are 4 core challenges that every single singer has. But in this video, I'm going to focus on 5 that pretty much no one has, I've seen no one talking about. So let's dive in. But before we do, remember to hit the subscription button and hit the notification bell so that you get all of my future videos. And I have hundreds of videos on this channel, so make sure that you go in and have a look for something else that's going to help you. I'm also in the process of building out my membership. That's going to be available in a few weeks' time. So at the end of February 2025, just in time for my birthday celebrations, that is going to be up and coming. And there's going to be not only ad-free videos in that membership, there is going to be extra tutorials, longer tutorials and masterclasses, and I'll be doing live Q&As and live masterclasses and extra challenges within that membership that won't necessarily be available to the public. The first professional secret that no one is talking about: practice in sections. What most people do when they go to practice a song or learn a song is to try and sing the whole thing all in one go and keep doing that over and over and over again and expecting a new outcome. What I have found that helps my singers that I work with, is by breaking the song down into sections. So that could be just the chorus or just the verse or just a bridge, and work on that one section until you feel confident that you're able to then sing that within the whole song. Or it could be that there is just one line or one phrase within a section of a song that you're really, really struggling. So it might be that it's really high, or that it's really powerful, or that it's holding a long note, or there's a certain sound that you want to make, like a growl or distortion, some kind of embellishment, and you're not sure how to do that. So you want to master that first, then put that into the section, and then go to the rest of the song. So number 1, practice in sections. Number 2, this surprises everyone that I have said this to: sing with as little effort as it takes to speak. It shouldn't take all of your energy and all of your effort to sing anything, even those big, powerful notes. Now, the reason it does feel like it's a lot of effort is because most of the time you're pushing and you're forcing your voice and you're trying to put power into it. But what is actually better and much more helpful is to learn the right technique. Once you have the right technique, the power will be behind it, and you'll be able to add your personality and your character and your emotion, rather than putting all of your energy and all of your effort into just getting that note. And that brings us nicely on to number 3. Use less breath and volume than you think you need. You usually need around about 50% less breath and less volume, less air, than you think you need, even when you're holding long notes, even when you're singing with power. And again, that comes down to what I just said in number 2, which is you don't need as much effort. So if you're using less volume, you're using less breath, it's going to take less energy and less effort. Number 4, prepare for the next line while you're singing the current line. What do I mean by that? It's a bit like reading out loud. Now, reading out loud isn't easy for everyone. We don't realise that we are reading the next line in a piece of text while we're speaking the previous line that we've just read. Let's take a book that I selected especially for this video. Well, I just picked it out. I didn't look at what it was called. It's called Wounded by Percival Everett. There are no affiliate links. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not deliberately advertising the book. It's just one that I picked up to demonstrate. So I told myself, and therefore it was no doubt true, that I was not much impressed by Wallace Castlebury's predicament. By my reckoning, killing another person made someone a bad man. Now, you know that I've already read the last 3 words there because I was able to look up at the camera and say I've never read this book before. So that shows you that we're already reading ahead when we are speaking the lines that we've just read. And it's the same with singing. You prepare for the next line while you're singing the previous line. So a song that's in my head because I've just taught it today, and My Heart Will Go On. I think I've done it in a recent video as well, actually. So I am teaching it to a couple of people at the moment, but there we go. So I'm preparing for the chorus when I get to the end of the verse. So, that I know you go on. Now, when I start singing Go On, I'm already thinking about preparing for near, far, wherever you are. And that's why when I get to the high note, I'm not going to panic. Well, A, because I've sung for such a long time, but because I've already prepared for that high note before I get to it. Now, when you're learning, it's really quite difficult, just the same as when you're learning to read out loud. And of course, if you have something like dyslexia or something else, then it's a bit more challenging, but then you are mega talented in other areas, so that's not an issue. But for example, when we're learning to read out loud, whether Wally on the radio called for periods of heavy rain, but it was you catch the drift, rather than whether Wally on the radio called for periods of heavy rain. So when you're singing, you might be thinking about what you're going to do in a high note when you get to the high note. And before that, you might be panicking. That's what most people do, that, oh, no, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. And then they try to hit the high note and it doesn't work. Whereas if you've, practiced in sections, and you're already preparing for the high note, for example, before you get to it, it's going to be much easier for you to hit the note in a way that feels authentic to you, in a way that feels easy and effortless, and in a way that sounds more appealing to you and to your audience. So prepare for the next line or phrase before you get to it. And number 5, this also may be quite surprising. While you're learning, aim for the first and the last word in a line or a phrase to have the same tone or timbre or sound. That way you're going to have more control across the line or across the phrase and across the section. So in some songs you might want to tail off the end of the line and add some vibrato and make it more pretty. But while you're learning the song, you just want to make everything stable. You want to get the foundations first and add the embellishments after. This is what I say in almost all of my vocal exercise videos and warm-up videos is get the foundation, add the pretty stuff after. Now, I'm not an artist, I'm not a painter, I can't draw well at all. If I had to paint a good picture to save my life, I would be in a big mess. But I do know that when you are painting a picture, you get the foundations first. You get the basic shapes, then you add in the more detail, add in some shading, and then you add the pretty bits right at the end. And it's the same with singing, okay? You get the foundations, get the core of what you need first. So that would be the melody, the key, the timing, the rhythm, the melody, and then you would add the power. Then you would add the embellishments like power, vibrato, growl, distortion. All of that comes after you get the foundations. So to wrap it up, it's really about thinking about singing before you start singing. What most people do is they press play and then they start singing and have no idea how they're going to approach each part of the song and the bits that they find difficult, and then just panic when they get to the bits they find difficult, or they skim over them and don't sing them at all, or they just kind of don't know that bit, can't do that bit, and then move on to the bit that they can do. If you think about it before you even start, you're going to be much more successful and make better progress more quickly. So I trust that this has helped you to understand more about how you can get more from your practice sessions. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay hydrated. Ciao!